Hey guys, HSN here and welcome back to another video. Now as you can see from the title, this is something slightly different to what I've been doing previously. So in my last two videos you would have seen that they were career mode videos, but for this one I've decided to talk about Ultimate Team a little bit, and it is a game mode that I do want to get into, and it's one that I do enjoy playing apart from videos. So I thought I'd give it a go. I've decided to talk about player ratings, and in particular Arsenal player ratings, as I support Arsenal, and there are some players that I wanted to talk about for the upcoming FIFA in FIFA 16. So I've gone with some players that I think deserve upgrades, and some that I think not necessarily some that deserve downgrades, but some that I think will probably get downgraded for the next FIFA. So let's get into things. Now first up we've got Hector Bellerin with his January upgraded 64 rated bronze card in FIFA 15, and I've gone for a silver upgrade in FIFA 16 to around 67-68 rating, which I think is a very feasible rating for him. I mean, he was thrown straight into the deep end when he came into the first team, and he had not the best of starts with a debut at Dortmund away, so it was quite a shocking start really for the youngster, but you know, he coped very well and he's come a long way since, and he's contributed heavily. I mean, cup final, he's also he scored an important goal against Liverpool, and as you can see the key stat there is the 95 pace, and I've gone for 95 because there's been much talk of him being faster than Walcott. Obviously Walcott then came out and just said that, you know, he is still the fastest. However, if there was at any point him being faster than Walcott, I think he warrants a 95 rating, and I think a 67 rating or 68 is a very fair rating for him. Next we have Coquelin. This is an upgrade that is very much expected in FIFA 16. He's come a very long way. I mean, on the bench for Charlton and then starting basically every game for Arsenal and becoming an integral part of the team, there's not much you can fault in him really as of recent, and for the second half of the season he was arguably the best defensive midfielder in the league by a long shot. So I think he'll get at least a 75 in FIFA 16, and you know, some key upgrades there will be the defense and the physical, because he's a very physical player for someone who you'd not expect. He's not very tall, but he knows how to impose himself. Next up I've put Nacho Monreal. Now this may be a controversial one for some, but in my opinion Monreal was one of the most underrated players for Arsenal this season. He was always overshadowed by Gibbs. However, when he got his chance he played exceptionally well, and he's contributed very well to the team. And some of the key moments for him, which many Arsenal fans will remember, will be the opening goal against Man U in the FA Cup at Old Trafford, which was probably a big moment for the player himself, but he's come a very long way. So I think he warrants at least a 77 upgrade to a rare card. Next we have David Ospina. Now this is another controversial one for some, but looking at the stats and how he has done in the league, Ospina, if I'm not wrong, has the highest win ratio for any player in the Premier League, which is obviously astounding, and this is minimum 10 games. Quite a big stat, you know, it speaks for itself. Obviously it doesn't mean too much in the grand scheme of things, but I think he's done very well for Arsenal since he's come in. He's basically, you know, after Szczesny's little incident, he's come in and he's done a very good job for them. So I think 80 is a very, very reasonable rating for him if he is to stay at Arsenal, obviously, with talk of some goalkeeper changes going on. Next we have Olivier Giroud. Now I was disappointed when he got 79 in FIFA 15 because I thought he had quite a decent season last season, but you know, obviously EA didn't agree and gave him a 79. However, you know, he's shown in the second half of the season what a great striker he can be. He's got quality in most of his play. As you can see, some of the key stats I've gone for are obviously shooting upgrade. I think his dribbling is better than what they've given, so maybe around 2 or 3 up. His passing is exceptional for a striker, so there's a big upgrade there, and he's a very, very physical player, so I think 85 physical is a very, very reasonable stat to give him. Next we have Koscielny. Now this is a player I think personally is arguably the best defender in the Premier League, bar none. And he's an exceptional player, and Arsenal's win percentage with and without him just speaks for itself. He's an exceptional defender. He's got pace, he's got physicality, he's got the defensive aspect, he knows how to read the game well. Honestly, he's just a very, very good all-round defender, and I think 83 is a very, very good rating for him. Next we have Santi Cazorla. Now this is another rating upgrade that I would expect, because Cazorla's had a very good season with Arsenal, probably his best season since his debut season with Arsenal. I mean, he was fantastic this season and playing in an unlikely position in central midfield alongside Francis Coquelin, you know, a partnership that not many would have been able to predict come the start of the season. Honestly, he's just proven what a class player he is, and some of the big upgrades, as you can see, I've gone for are shooting, a little bit of pace. I think he has got a bit of pace about him on the ball especially, and that's largely due to his dribbling, which I think should be around 89. He's absolutely ridiculous with his feet, and his passing deserves a big upgrade as well. I feel he's an exceptional passer of the ball. Now here's the big one, Alexis Sanchez. Now arguably, I don't think even 86 is enough. However, I think 86 is the bare minimum he should be getting on next year's FIFA. What can you say? Arguably had a very big shout for player of the season in the Premier League. Just proved his quality after coming from Barcelona. 25 goals and 13 assists in his debut season with Arsenal. It just speaks for itself. There's not much else you can really say. I mean, as you can see, I think a little bit of a pace upgrade, shooting, passing, dribbling, and physicality. I think all the stats I've given there are warranted, and especially even the defending I've given, it's a little higher because he puts in a big shift to the team, you know, and I think he's just a fantastic player overall. I think 86 is the minimum he should be getting next season. Now we move on to the downgrades, and we'll start off with Matthew Flamini. Not really had the best of seasons, he's not really played much, but he's not really, you know, the best of players, and I think he's only there because Arsenal really haven't filled that defensive midfield role well. So I think from 77 to 75 is quite a fair estimate for what they may give him next year. And if you are to look at the career mode databases, which obviously as I play a lot of career mode I would do, I think they have given him 75 as well, so I think this is quite a fair rating for him. Moving on to Mikel Arteta. Now, this is quite a sad one because I think he's a very quality player. Honestly, he's a quality player. He just lost his legs. You know, he can pass a ball. He's just, you know, he knows how to control the midfield to some extent, but I just think time's catching up with him. His legs have caught up with him, and I think ultimately due to his injuries, they're going to give him a 79 rating personally next year. But I can see him retaining, you know, some sort of good stats with the passing, dribbling, and the shooting, which are some, you know, not a bad CDM to have, apart from the pace, of course. Next we have Wojciech Szczesny. Now this is not really a controversial one, but I can see this happening purely because of a few blunders Szczesny's made this season, and also because of when Ospina came in, how solid he looked, which made Szczesny look worse off. So I think 79 rating is very feasible next year. Well, he could also retain 80, but you know, I can see them giving him 79. Next up we have Theo Walcott. Now this is potentially a controversial one. I can very much see Walcott getting 80 next year, and I think even on the career mode databases he's gone down to 80. And some may think it's unfair because of how well he's done recently. I mean, scored in the cup final, hat-trick, last game of the season. You know, he's proven that he can, you know, he has got quality. He just needed time, and he was out for so long, so it's understandable. But unfortunately, as I said at the start of the video, this is just something I can see happening. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I can see this happening. Next up is Mertesacker. Now this is a rating downgrade which I agree with and also see happening. Mertesacker, don't get me wrong, I think he's a very quality defender. He's got no pace, but he knows how to read the game well, and alongside a defender like Coquelin who complements him well with the pace, he's a very excellent defender. However, I do think they will give him a downgrade. He didn't have the best of seasons, he was a bit shaky at points, so I can see this happening. Now here's the most controversial one, personally I feel. I think personally, going off of last season, Ramsey should retain his 83 rating purely because he's shown many times that he has still got the quality, and he is a quality player. I mean, the goal against Galatasaray in the Champions League, which was ridiculous. Recently playing for Wales, he's just, you know, bossed it. He's a quality player, but I can see EA downgrading him because of his injuries and how he was out for so long, and then when he came back he was a bit shaky. But personally, again, on this one I do not agree with it, but I guess it's fair. If other players are going to get downgraded because of injuries, then, you know, it's fair enough as to why they do it for him. So guys, that's all I have really. Those are the players I wanted to talk about, and those are the players I feel will and should get upgrades and downgrades. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and leave a comment to tell me if you agree with my ratings, or what you think, or if there's any changes you'd make to the ratings. I would appreciate that. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you want me to do another one with Premier League players or any other such rating predictions or any other Ultimate Team videos. I was very inconsistent with my uploading. However, I did have exams, so I'm going to try to stick to a video a week schedule if I can, or make it 2 possibly. However, the next video will hopefully be the episode 3 of my Arsenal career mode, so stay tuned for that, guys. Thank you for your continued support. Subscribe if you're new. We're very close to 20 subscribers. I would love to hit 50 at some point soon, so that's the goal right now. So I would appreciate it if you guys could help me out there, and I'll catch you next time.